Welcome back to B.HookedCrochet.com. I'm your host Brittany, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to make the invisible join when working a crocheted piece in the round. This technique is used as a bind off method only, and it creates a very neat and professional looking finish to your crochet projects. To make the invisible join, you just want to finish up whatever piece you're working on. So I've just crocheted a quick circle here to demonstrate the technique. And once you're ready to bind off, then you want to cut yourself a tail that's several inches long. Okay, so just like a normal bind off. We don't want to join with a slip stitch or anything like that. We want to leave it just like this. Now we can just pull up on the loop and just pull the tail through the loop on our hook. That's going to make sure that when we pull on it, it's not going to pull our stitches back out. Now we just need to use a darning needle, and we'll thread that. And so typically, to maintain your stitch count, we would join with a slip stitch to that third chain, right? So in this case, we're actually going to do something a little bit different. We're going to skip over that chain 3, and we want to go in the first stitch. And I'm going under both of the loops of that V. And you want to pull that tight enough so that it pulls the two ends together. And looking at it from this direction, so what we've got going on here, this is our third chain, that little bump right here. This was the very last stitch. This obviously is the working yarn where we're coming from. And so what we're doing is we are making a V like we have on all of our other stitches. And so this is basically the front loop of the V, and now what we're going to create is the back loop of the V. And we're going to do that by going into the very last stitch, and we're basically going from top to back. And we want to make sure that we're not over top of our yarn, just like I was there. And then we just pull that and so from this angle you can see we have what looks to be another V. So we've basically just added a V to our chain 3, which is right here, and that is what creates the invisible join. So what we would do from this point is just weave in our tail as we normally would. And we want to make sure that we're weaving this part in pretty well, because the weaving in of this tail is what's going to fasten off and completely secure the project. So we really don't want this tail to come back out, or our bind off might actually come open. Okay, so once you're done with that, we can trim this off. And there we have our invisible join. Now I want to show you what it looks like for our normal bind off. So what I did here was I slip stitched into that third chain and then bind it off just like I normally do. And let's say I go ahead and weave in this tail, then I'm still going to have this little bump on the edge there. And then you can also see it on this edge too. It just doesn't quite look as clean as the invisible join. This concludes our tutorial on the invisible join. Be sure to check out BHookedCrochet.com for more great techniques just like this one, free crochet patterns, and video tutorials. I'm your host Brittany. We'll see you next time.